Are you navigating the renewal process for your disabled parking placard in South Carolina and feeling, well, a little overwhelmed by all the steps involved? Fear not, because this explainer is going to guide you through each stage. We're going to make sure you have absolutely all the necessary information right at your fingertips to maintain your convenience and, avoid any potential legal issues. Having that placard is just so crucial for your daily mobility, independence, and peace of mind. And honestly, keeping it active doesn't have to be a headache. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover the basics and eligibility, gathering your required documents, the step-by-step renewal process, submission methods, processing times, and FAQs, a few helpful tips, and finally, a quick disclaimer. Let's dive in. Section 1. The basics and eligibility. So South Carolina defines eligibility based on functional mobility limitations, like literally not being able to walk 100 feet without rusting or requiring a wheelchair, rather than just broad medical diagnoses. It's about how you move. Recognized conditions include a dependence on assistive devices, like a cane, crutch, or prosthetic. It also covers severe lung restrictions, portable oxygen use, a Class 3 or IV cardiac condition, severe arthritic, neurological, or orthopedic limitations, or legal blindness. The real key takeaway here: your doctor is specifically certifying how your condition physically limits your day-to-day movement. Now, here's a really interesting legislative update. South Carolina issues two main types of placards: temporary and permanent. Permanent placards are valid for 4 years, while temporary ones are usually valid for up to a year. But look closely at that update. Pregnant women who are past their first trimester are now specifically eligible for a full 12-month placard. Honestly, this is a fantastic accommodation to assist expecting mothers dealing with temporary mobility challenges. Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your required documents. The exact document you need is the SCDMV Form RG-007A. This is literally the foundational application for both brand new placards and your renewals. You can easily download it right from the South Carolina DMV website, or just pick up a physical copy at any local branch. Here is the absolutely crucial point. Regardless of how you apply, Section 3 of this form must be fully completed by an authorized healthcare professional to certify your continued need. That's right, even if your condition is permanent and you're just renewing your 4-year placard, South Carolina still requires an updated medical sign-off. Do not skip this step, or your application will be immediately rejected. Seriously, they'll just send it right back. Speaking of medical sign-offs, let's look at who can actually sign this thing. While doctors, advanced practice registered nurses, and physician assistants can sign off on your renewal, keep in mind a brand new rule. Physical therapists can now certify your condition, but, and this is a big but, only for an initial temporary placard, not for renewals. So when it's time to renew your existing placard, make absolutely sure you book that appointment with your doctor, your APRN, or your PA. Okay, Section 3, step-by-step renewal process. Here is your simple 3-step formula. Step 1. You simply fill out your personal details in Sections 1 and 2 of the form. Step 2. Have your doctor verify your mobility status in Section 3. Step 3. Submit the form along with the standard $1 placard fee. Yep, just $1. A quick tip here to avoid common mistakes: double-check that your clinician's signature is actually dated and that all the checkboxes perfectly match your specific mobility condition before you even leave their office. Which brings us to Section 4, submission methods. You've got 3 submission options. First up, you can renew online, but note that this is exclusively for permanent placards. You'll use a credit or debit card, and there will be a tiny digital processing fee on top of that $1. Second, you can mail it in. If you go this route, you must use a check or money order. Never, ever send cash through the mail. Third, you can visit a branch in person. You can pay with cash, check, or card there, but make absolutely sure you bring your South Carolina ID with you. Before we move on, remember this critical rule. Your placard features your photograph and comes with a placard registration certificate that must be kept in the vehicle to prevent legal penalties. South Carolina is super strict about this to prevent fraud. The placard belongs to you, not the vehicle. So whether you're driving or a friend is driving you to the grocery store, that certificate must be in the car with you whenever the placard is hanging from the mirror. All right, Section 5, processing times and FAQs. Once your application is successfully submitted and approved, whether you did it online, by mail, or in person, you can generally expect a processing time of 5 to 10 business days for your new printed placard to arrive in the mail at your registered address. But what happens if the worst occurs? If your placard goes missing, gets stolen, or is heavily damaged? Don't panic. Simply fill out Form RG007A all over again, check the replacement box in Section 2, provide your prior placard number if you have it in your records, and submit it for a new one. Easy peasy. Another great question we see a lot: can I use my placard across state lines? Yes, a valid out-of-state placard grants you parking privileges right here in South Carolina. However, if you become a brand new resident of the state, you only have 45 days to obtain official South Carolina certification using the exact steps we've been discussing today. Moving into the home stretch, Section 6, Helpful Tips and Conclusion. Setting a calendar reminder for your expiration date and keeping copies of your certified medical documents will save you a massive headache next time around. I mean, 4 years is a long time for a permanent placard, and it's so easy to forget when it actually expires. Also, always ensure your mailing address is totally current with the DMV, so your new placard doesn't get lost in transit. And like we mentioned earlier, make a habit of always keeping that placard registration certificate right there in your glove box. As you can see, with the right preparation and documentation, renewing your South Carolina disabled parking placard is incredibly straightforward. It's really just a matter of checking the right boxes and getting that doctor's signature. Please share this explainer with anyone else, friends, family, or neighbors who might benefit from understanding this process. And finally, Section 7, Disclaimer. We do need to mention that this explainer provides general information only and is definitely not a substitute for legal or professional advice. For specific guidance related to your personal situation, please consult the South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles or a legal professional. State guidelines and fees can occasionally change, so it's always best to verify the latest details directly on the SCDMV website. So, are you ready to confidently submit your placard renewal today? Armed with the facts, the right forms, and knowledge of the newest rules, what steps will you take today to secure your accessibility? Will you download Form RG-007A right now? Maybe call your doctor's office to schedule that quick sign-off. Don't let your expiration date sneak up on you. Take control of your mobility today.